Ah yes, the early 2010s. What a time to indeed be alive. And what do you know? They start making the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books into films. Today we're not going to be going over this one and we're not going to be going over that one. You read the title, we're going over Rodrick Rules. This movie definitely stands out for two main reasons, and I'll tell you straight off the bat, it was not nostalgia. Growing up, I didn't really go out of my way to watch any of these films, and I feel like nostalgia can be a factor for some people when they talk about this movie, but definitely not for me. Then lockdown slash quarantine, whatever, that happened, and so I hopped over onto Disney Plus and rewatched all three of the movies. That's right, all three. And without a doubt, Rodrick Rules is the one that stands out the most. The two reasons are storyline and character development. What I really enjoyed about all of these three films is that they know how to carry themselves. They know not to take themselves so seriously, but they also know not to take themselves so lightly and try to punch in a joke every other scene. In the first film, we get to see how arrogant Greg Heffley really is. Sure, he makes it up at the end when he takes the blame for Riley eating the cheese, and he becomes a better friend, but he is still pretty full of himself in this film. Granted, he is the main character, but that doesn't mean that you have to root for him or even like the kid. In this film, we get to see him grow and change relationships with not only his family, but with Riley as well. From begging his mother not to say anything about the party after he lets the cat out of the bag, to putting his pride aside to help Riley in his talent show performance, just to let his brother play with his band. Everything in this movie matters. The story isn't as simple as brothers don't get along and now they do. It definitely isn't that much deeper than that. The mother obviously wants her son to get along, but she also writes a paper talking about brotherhood and family. But the boys don't really take her so seriously. Now, Rodrick is still a jerk, and the straw that broke the camel's back is when he embarrasses Greg during Mass.
It isn't. It's chocolate. Chocolate. See?
Yikes. Thus making both of them stay at home rather than to go on a family trip. Ah yes, the party scene. A true cinematic masterpiece. Now, before the party gets wild, we get to see how insecure Rodrick really is.
We play so loud we actually make people's eardrums bleed.
Ew.
I mean, not really. Why?
I think your brother likes her.
You don't ask them to dance, they're gonna leave, then you're just gonna be that guy that threw that lame party with no girls. Go ask the girls to dance.
You asked them.
Then boom, the party starts to get lit, all thanks to one odd fella, my man Rowley. And I think this is the point where Greg starts to realize that maybe Rodrick isn't such a bad of a person or bad of a brother. So the boys get along after cleaning and taking care of everything because apparently Manny is sick and they all have to come back home earlier than expected. What really makes this movie shine is how genuine everything feels. You really believe that these two characters at one point hated each other and now they're getting along. But then Susan confronts Greg about the door lock. He gives out and begs to keep it a secret because Rodrick and himself have been pretty cool lately. This soon backfires when both parents find out about the party, which turns to a family argument, and it doesn't really help that Susan's editors are there. Both get grounded, and you see how much it hurts Rodrick that he will not be able to play in the talent show.
I'm sorry, and I won't do it again.
I know you won't. We're also not allowing you to perform in the talent show.
What? No. No, you can't do that. Ground me for a year. I don't care, but you have to let me play in that show. This could be my big break.
I'm sorry.
Dad, come on. This isn't fair. I just got Bill in the band.
Actually, Rodrick, that doesn't help your case.
Indeed, a phenomenal performance. Which again, like stated before, Greg ends up helping Riley because his assistant got stage fright. Now, the last thing Greg Heffley wants to do is embarrass himself, and definitely not around Holly Hills, the girl he's been crushing on for the whole film. And Greg soon sees that some things are much more important than others.
You need to let Rodrick play in the talent show tonight. His band is playing. Without him, it's not fair.
And I'm sure that's very hard on him, but I can't go back on the punishment.
You let Rodrick play in the talent show. I'll do the magic thing with Riley.
You'll be Riley's partner even though you said it's totally embarrassing and humiliating? You're willing to do that just so your brother can play?
The relationship with his brother is then restored. Story and character development really drive this movie. When I rewatched all of these 3 films, I wasn't thinking to myself, oh, I'm watching a kid's film, I'm reading part of a children's book, you know. I felt like I was watching a comedy with good story, and that's what I feel like most comedies nowadays are missing, you know. Everything is so caught up on telling jokes, and joke here and joke there, but the story is just so bland. It's like boring, you know. It's like, what do you call it? It's like oatmeal. It's just boring. But this film is comedy with an amazing story. A story that feels genuine, a story that you believe is happening, and a story with a good flow. Thank you all so much for sticking around on my little video essay about Rodrick Rules. So if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and all that good stuff.